Hello everyone, my name is Marcus Altman. First off, congratulations to the graduating class of Mount Wachusett Community College of 2014. Yeah, it's quite an accomplishment for all of us. When I was at Mount Wachusett, I was an up-and-coming student. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to be or where I wanted to go, and I certainly didn't know what it took to get there. Mount Wachusett helped me prepare for my future, and after Mount Wachusett, I transferred to RIT, which is the Rochester Institute of Technology, was a prestigious technology school, and I got my bachelor's degree in computer science. During that time in which I was at RIT, I procured an internship with an IT guy. IT guys are somewhat common in the computer science world. They make lots of money, and not only was he a very professional and hardworking IT guy, but he was an entrepreneur, which was my dream, to be an entrepreneur also. From those two experiences, I worked long and hard. I developed my own products and sequences of code, and I now own my own multi-million-dollar business, and I have 75 employees. I've come a long, long way. One of the biggest lessons I've learned throughout my life and career so far is that success comes from discipline, and discipline is the foundation of my accomplishments and all of my achievements and who I have become. One of the earliest life lessons that I had to learn was life balance. When I was young, there was a lot of time that was used for video games and fun, and really not a lot towards my education, towards work, and that really had to change. I underwent a large priority shift, and it was not easy, certainly not easy, but it put me on a better path. To be able to focus on my education, my career, really benefited me, and I was able to get better grades and make a name for myself in both the computer science world and for my GPA and references. All of those things combined paved the way for me to graduate Mount Wachusett, graduate RIT, get the internship, and the rest of the career I would have had. Really, it was really beneficial to my success. One quote on this topic that really grabs my attention was from Houston Texans defensive end J.J. Watt. He says, "Anyone can go to the club. You don't have to be good at going to the club to go to the club." And what he means is there are many things in the world that anybody can do. Anybody can go out and get a job and be somewhat successful. But when you go and open your own business and you have high goals and standards, you really have to work hard to achieve those standards. And it's not cut out for everybody. Not everybody can do it. And if you put in the effort and the work, anything is possible. Another change in myself that had to come about was I had to become more vigilant and aware. I had to become more vigilant on technology, mainly. For someone in a computer science major, technology is always changing, and it's really important to keep up with those technologies, or else you fall behind and you'll never make it catching up in that business. Another thing that was really important for my business was being social and networking. I was not always a social person, but through discipline and focus and awareness, I really trained myself and became more social, and it was huge for me. I met people, I learned new things. The more people I knew, the more people could help me, the more people I could sell my services and products to. Becoming more social and networking was invaluable to me as a person and as a business owner especially. And the last thing I had to become more aware of was myself. I had to learn about myself as a person, and I had to, again, become more focused and aware of what I was doing, how I was spending my time. I had to put every minute I had towards my business when I was starting out. I had to put every minute, every second, every activity, everything I did needed to be beneficial for my career, my business, and had to positively impact those things in some way. And another quote from J.J. Watt, he said, "No matter what field you're in, somebody in the world has to be the best. So why not me?" And clearly, he's saying if you put in the hard work and the discipline and you have the awarenesses around you to keep up with everything, you can always be the best, again, no matter what. The last thing I'm going to talk about was really the biggest stepping stone for my success, and it was incredibly difficult to get over it, and it was making sacrifices. And when I was starting out, coming out of college, coming out of the internship, I had no money, and I was starting my own business, and I was living in a tiny apartment, barely surviving. And everything I didn't need had to go. I didn't have cable for my TV. I had a really cheap car, and it worked pretty well for me, and I got around, but it was nothing fancy. Every moment of extra free time that I had, I didn't become, a zombie working 24/7, but every extra moment I had, it was cut out. It was gone. I literally couldn't afford to spend extra free time on frivolous things. The business was all I had, and I had to make it, or I don't even know what I would have done. Would have been out of a house, out of a car. I had nothing. Included in the things that were left out was sleep. I've never been a fan of sleep. I don't sleep too long, but a lot of work went down in hours that I would normally be sleeping. When I was young, I used to get 7, 8 hours sleep every night. When I was starting my business, I'd be lucky to get 6. I'd be up till 2, 3 in the morning, working code, researching, and I'd be up by 7 or 8, doing the same darn thing, all day long, because that was all I had. I had to sacrifice everything in order to keep my business afloat, to get myself going in a positive direction. Thankfully, it was successful. But back then, I didn't know. I didn't even have the knowledge, the guarantee that it would work out. But I had an insight and I knew I could do it. And it worked out for me and it was great. Being able to always focus was another thing that I struggled with being young. But again, through the discipline, through the awareness, and making sacrifices, I did it. And it was tough, and it was something you can't get used to. It just kind of comes upon you, and you can't expect it, and you have no idea what it's going to feel like. Certainly had no idea what it was going to feel like. But I got through it. It was a huge barrier, huge obstacle in my way. And I jumped over it with confidence, and I made my way. One last quote from J.J. Watt. He says, "Success is so much fun, but it's hard. It's so difficult to get that you have to devote every single thing that you have to it. You have to devote everything to be successful, and that means making tons and tons of sacrifices." And going from an example from him, he spends all of his time working out in the gym, working hard, focusing on his career. And that's what I did also. In conclusion, having balance, being aware of your surroundings and yourself, and making sacrifices are all not only valuable lessons, but crucial to success in the business world and for my life and getting to where I am now. I woke up every day focused on my work, ready to learn, and that's how I got through the day. And I had no choice but to be like that. because the business, that was my life. That was all I had. But the real question is, was it worth it? And I can tell you it was absolutely worth it. My hopes and dreams of being an entrepreneur have been realized. I am making money. Everything I worked hard for has come true. It's been an amazing experience, and I know all of you can do the same and follow your dreams. And with discipline and everything else I've talked about today, your dreams can certainly be realized. Thank you. All right, Jerry, that was the whole speech. It might be hard to kind of see my eyes, but I mean, there were times during the speech when I looked down and you could see that was me looking at my notes, but I really tried not to read, and I think I did a good job of that. Also, I know you can only see my shirt, but I have my nice pants. I'm trying to see if you can see. I have my nice pants and I have nice shoes. I don't know if you can see them, but I have my nice shoes too. So that's it. And thank you, and